kind of like against Protoss and vice versa, actually. If you remember, we've seen it a lot when we casted the Antec attack. This is really big for Blink Stalkers.
It is indeed, and of course that's the cliff. But for anyone just tuning in for Game 2, let me just say, guys, this is of course the ZOWIE Divina best of $7,000 show match between StarTale's MisS and StarTale's Aphrodite. MisS, of course, the blue Protoss player in the top left, Aphrodite, the pink Terran in the lower right position. I am Madals, and of course, Puri was the lovely voice you heard a moment ago.
Yeah.
Now,
and
for those of you who didn't watch, obviously Game 1, well, it did of course go to MisS with some amazing high Templar storms, but in my opinion, Puri, it wasn't so much MisS playing amazingly well as Aphrodite with a bit of bad positioning on that infantry ball.
yeah, I can't go super in depth. I'm going to be lag if I raise the quality. So hopefully this is acceptable for you guys. Don't want to cause any lag because then you get really paranoid that you're causing problems for the players.
Yeah, we had a little bit of problems with lag because there's so many people in casting this, pretty much every language. This is getting casted in right now because it's a big match, and of course, well, Aphrodite is going to be annoyed with the fact losing Game 1, and in terms of strategy, do you reckon we'll see MisS go for something a bit more risky? That
is a possibility. Like, so, Blink Stalkers is really popular on this map, and I think we may, you know, we were talking about what strats we could see. I think some sort of Hellion Marine medevac play is going to possibly come out from Aphrodite. It's a really nice map for that, or some sort of airplay. It could be Banshees, anything like that. But there's a lot of room around the main, a lot of dead airspace that flying units can really take advantage of.
Now, I do believe it's forced cross spawns as well.
Yes.
So, obviously, that's good. I think pretty much Antigua is only balanced in forced cross spawns, and it makes much better games. But we haven't got our first variation, obviously, from the start, from Game 1, because Aphrodite has gone for that Rax first, rather than a CC first, so already we're seeing some differences.
Yeah,
and I think, do you think some of that is because of the 7 gate we saw in Game 1? Or no, it was an 8 gate, wasn't it?
I thought it was 7. I was going to say, I may have had this plan built because, because you can get a very specific strategy on this map, but it looks like with the tech lab coming down, it's just going to be like a Marauder concussive shell expand. Like it's one Rax as we can see, and this command center will go down on the low ground. And of course, ST normally this build is meant to like trick your opponent to make them think like a 2 Rax is coming or anything like that. So
it's actually a Reaper. And I think that's a good choice on this map, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So that's going to be utilising, obviously, the cliff area, but there is that pylon there for StarTale's MisS, but on the other side of the gas vents. So we'll wait and see whether that is spotted and how much this Reaper is going to be able to do.
Absolutely, and yeah, the Stalker is popping out. Now the big question is, will the Stalker stay in the main, or will it move across the map? And with the Zealot and the rally to the Zealot, it looks like it's going to move across the map, so this Reaper
probably going to
just
die.
popping out, yeah. But
almost certainly, unless it goes around the watchtower,
which it is.
So it may get out alive. We'll wait and see.
Should be fine.
But here we go. We've got, oh my god, it's going to spot the Twilight Council though. So of course the Blink play will get spotted. The robotic facility on its way down as well now. So this is going to be absolutely great scouting.
Yeah. There's no second unit or third unit from the gateway either. So when this Reaper. The Reaper is going to jump up and may run straight past the buildings. It is on attack move. Oh, okay, Aphrodite is controlling it now. So this Stalker is not going to even get into the base to deal with it straight away. So there's going to be like 2 or 3 kills here.
Which, again, the scouting information is enough alone to really, really help Aphrodite here. But those probes, they're going to get taken down. Probes getting pulled to try and deal with it as well.
Oh, and it gets surrounded. No control there from Aphrodite. And that was 3 kills. Or was that 2 kills?
I think it was just the 2.
Yeah, and the scout got killed.
If we take a look here, there was, so it was the scout and 2 kills from the Reaper, that's fine. The 2 Marauders sitting out here with concussive shell, just in a nice defensive position, but of course, what's going through Aphrodite's mind now is that she knows that obviously there's only the 1 gateway down, knows that it's a mass tech upbuild to Blink Stalkers, and can now react appropriately to that, and is chucking down, obviously, the double reactors on those barracks, and can really quite happily start, well, producing a lot of infantry to deal with it.
Yeah. Sorry, more importantly, the eBay is down, so of course the turret can be erected to stop the observers. Because of course, this is a Blink observer build, you get the observer for the vision. Oh, the observer's not on a rally key, it's just above the
I know,
rowboat.
I just spotted that, and of course it's just chilling there, although it is now on its way over. Of course, the Nexus on its way down here for MisS as well now. The second gateway nearing completion, a Stalker warping out. We've got a proxy pylon down here for MisS, but again in a bit of a strange position.
Yeah, that's just close enough to reinforce, but sometimes you want one really close, because if the opportunity comes, it's nice to warp in Zalos and cause more havoc. But we can see that there is a bunker in the main, which is nice, but it's at the front of the base, which
it's
isn't really going to be
protecting. I'm surprised. The engineering base down, so I'm surprised the missile turret hasn't been chucked down in the back here in order to deal with the observer. But well, as you can see at the moment, maybe we'll get a scan off. But I'm liking the army positioning from Aphrodite.
And MisS, I didn't actually notice the Nexus going down until just now. MisS must have realized it got scouted. The chances of it working are much lower, so she's going to expand behind this and just slightly commit. Just a couple of units, see if she can get a free depot. Straight up blink into the main, but these units are coming and stim.
Those Stalkers are pushed down, and of course with Concussive Shell, the Stalkers aren't able to get away easily. Blinks out, and the Observer is still there as a threat. I'm surprised that a scan hasn't gone down just to pick that off, to be honest.
Yeah.
But well, as you can see, it looks like MisS pulling back for the time being. The Nexus is now down behind this. Two more gateways are up, and well, I think the best move that MisS made was not overcommitting to this right now.
I think that's a good idea. At the same time, there is a little timing window, whereas if she fully committed, she would have had more Stalkers.
The Stalkers coming in the front now, but obviously there's a lot of Marauders in there. Concussive Shell as well. MisS is not having fun times and is actually falling behind in the supply quite steeply now.
Yeah.
And in the work account as well, it's worth
Templar.
Unfortunately, this is one of the streamers. I'm not sure which language it is for.
I have no idea. My tea's getting cold. What was I going to say? Oh, yeah. My experience with this build is if you don't really do a lot of damage, with the expansion coming a lot earlier, she will be better off than if she went all in with it. But of course, the counterattack is going to be really hard to defend, and you need she's going to need splash to deal with the it's MMM now, because of course bio and medevacs are coming out, and yeah, you kind of need Colossus or Storm, and I don't see MisS having enough to deal with it.
And of course, if this does go the way we think that Aphrodite is going to take this now, well, the problem is that that's going to be such a hit to MisS's entire game confidence, because after all, it will be then 2 down, and that's always going to be pretty unfun. Now, I see in the chat just asking who's lagging. It isn't either of us. That is neither of us lagging right now, so I'm not actually sure who it is. But yeah, hopefully should get sorted out. It looks like they're just waiting, but if it's gone down this long, I think it's probably a disconnect.
Yeah.
But no, we'll be back shortly, guys. Obviously just waiting for this to finish up. We're going to stay live, and well, StarTale's MisS clearly saying something that I do not understand in the slightest. But here we go, we're back up now. We're getting a quick pause, maybe just to allow the players. So 3, 2, 1. That is just great admin right there.
Good ops. Good ops.
Good work. Anyway,
good referee.
Good referee, whatever we want to call it. But the point is, we are at 34 to 28 breakers in favour of the Terran, and of course, MisS has just been shut down so well this game. This movement of the infantry is so good. The Observer is there, but of course, as you can see, these Concussive Shell Marauders doing good damage. One of those Stalkers gets very low, Pewee.
Yeah, that was very close. What I think is going to happen now, MisS is going to play this kind of smart. A nice little stim here from Aphrodite, just a little bit of the units.
Good micro though out of MisS, who picks off most of that without taking any losses, and I mean that's the only thing really going for MisS right now, is she's only lost 600 resources compared to the 1,000 of Aphrodite, but well,
that definitely helps. Of course, ST Aphrodite has more SCVs than probes, which is really bad because once you add mills, it's even worse. But yeah, I was gonna say I feel like I was saying like ST Aphrodite is going to go for the counter attack once the medevacs are out, and that's pretty much going to end the game. ST MisS is going to try and delay here by, once ST Aphrodite moves out, she may blink into the main, get a couple kills, and that's going to force Aphrodite to choose. And if ST MisS does that enough, she can pull herself back into the game.
Now, the important things going down at the moment is obviously the starport is down with the reactor on it for Aphrodite, and importantly, the robotics bay just finishing up for StarTale's MisS. So, in Game 1, we obviously saw High Templar, and it worked out very well for MisS. But, well, what we're going to see in Game 2 is Colossus as the start. So,
yeah, the robot was already out for the Blink Ops, so getting Colossus is much easier, I'd say, than getting the Storm and getting everything ready for the Storm. But that was a bit of a bad blink, blowing a cooldown to kill a couple of units.
Yeah, and it's still though we are seeing that the actual kind of resources lost tab is leveling out slightly, so
Yeah.
this needs to be
now.
careful. The supplies, well, quite different. Well,
Yeah.
30-ish.
Oh,
So
SD MisS is gonna get trapped unless she gets a really nice engagement here.
there goes the stim on the low ground. Of course, the Stalker's blinking up. They can't do some damage, but so many Marines up there, and the Marauder now as well, and everything gets cleaned up very, very quickly here by Aphrodite. And well, MisS is going to start really.
Oh, he's just gonna escape. One Stalker. No.
No, it was never going to escape,
No.
unfortunately. But of course, what I like is the MisS is teching behind this, getting the first Colossus out. Got some more Warpins coming down on the low ground, but look at this force for Aphrodite right now. If
Well,
we look at the army supply, 57 to 22 in favour of the
Yeah,
territory.
I was gonna say it's 3 Stalkers that just blinked into the main, so they're doing what I anticipated, but because she lost the massive ball of Stalkers, it's useless. Yeah, units are 4 sentries, 1 Zealot, and a Colossus against this army coming up.
No,
So
obviously Colossus absolutely great against infantry, but not really until you get up about 3. Otherwise, this is
and
how forces
with
get-
range, because
Yeah.
Marauders are the same range.
Just
So
gonna
get
step
ready.
forward, pick off the Colossus, and well, some good force with, but of course with only 2, it's just not going to be enough. The Colossus is about to fall, and well,
GG
that's GG.
is called.